You have entered the AquaBrain. I'm your Virgil Drew. On today's show, we're going to go to the front lines out in Wyoming, checking in with good friend Tom Conrad. How in the hell are you, Tom?
Doing good. What are you drinking there?
It is a brownish. No, it's oh my god, what I got? Oh crap. Jameson ginger.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So the
I'm drinking scotch.
well, it's kind
cheers,
of the same.
buddy.
It's cheers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this thing's got me drinking. Not overly drinking, but I just was never a drinker. So
well, I'll tell you, man. What's funny is weeks ago, dude, and I don't know if you saw my post on it, but I was drinking hot toddies.
Okay.
And you know when this whole stupid coronavirus, COVID-19, China virus.
And if you want more information, at this point, they've already put a link to more information below this video because we mentioned that. So,
oh, sweet.
just in case you wanted more information, it's down below the video.
Go ahead. It was interesting.
Like, we'll just call it CVBS for now.
Yeah. So weeks ago, I posted on Facebook when I heard that it had a lipid-based nucleus. You know, what do they tell you to do if you're overweight? Work out, right? Because what happens when you work out causes friction, your body gets hot and it burns fat. So I'm like, well,
sounds logical.
Right, sounds a little logical. And then all of a sudden they start saying, well, you know, it's got a low point threshold for heat. And I'm like, makes sense. And I'd read an article about some UK kid who got it.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh, it sucks. He's like 25, 26. And like,
yeah,
he said within like six days he was cured.
Okay,
and I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah. I thought it had like a 14-day, like.
He said, yeah. He drank hot toddies all day long.
Yeah.
So you know what a hot toddy is, right?
I don't.
Just froze
Explain it to the audience.
Pardon?
Go ahead and
sorry.
Go ahead and explain that to the audience.
This kid claims he was drinking hot toddies, which is you boil water, right? So you boil however much water you choose to make. Obviously, it's not going to be a lot because it's like a tea. So you boil the hot water, you pull it off the burner. You let it so it gets piping hot, not boiling. Because when you pour your whiskey in it, whiskey. When you pour your whiskey in it, you'll boil the alcohol on that. You don't want that.
Right. So
this kid talked about, you know, and then what I do for my hot toddies is the way I was making them was, you know, I use honey. Obviously, you use honey. It's good for multiple purposes, especially like pollens, if you got allergies, stuff like that. Like women that are pregnant. I've heard one and I've heard the other in the medical career field where they're like, oh, stay away from honey. And then I've heard others where it's like, no, you want honey because you're getting pollens from all over. You're introducing it to the baby and you're dropping the ability for immunocompromised systems, so they have less allergies. So you pour in, like, and what I do, like, we'll just, you know, hypothetically state this is my coffee mug, right? Like, I'll put a tablespoon of honey in the bottom. I'll pour my whiskey on it.
Okay. I'll
put a cinnamon stick in it.
Ooh.
Clove, because I'm a little Nancy when it comes to that. And then you pour the hot water in, and add a dash of lemon juice, citrus, vitamin C, right?
Yeah.
Now you're boosting immune system, supposedly.
Wow. Yeah.
Supposedly. Boost immune system, vitamin C. Yep. You add honey, which A, helps clear your throat, but B, if you've got like a really sore throat, it actually coats it. And these were made like 1850 by nurses. And then the alcohol, well, that's just to make your not even that more enjoyable when you're sick. So nonetheless, this kid claimed he was drinking hot toddies and it cleared him up. And I thought that was really weird. So I read it and I'm like, I'm going to try hot toddies. And I'll be damned, dude, with as many people as I come across in my career field. You know, I've had a couple people near us that were came out positive COVID-19. Everyone's freaking out, like, oh God.
Now, these are tested positive.
Yeah, tested positive.
Okay.
And I'm just like, yeah, whatever. Like, and everyone's like, why are you so calm? Well, yeah, you can stress all you want, but ultimately, and I tell people this all the time, what happens when we stress?
Yeah.
The higher our stress levels get, the lower our immune system gets, making it perfect to either A, spike with getting sick, or B, like what happened to me in December. My stress levels were elevating, my immune system dropped, and they touched. Ooh. And I had a brachial plexus nerve shingles.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Dude,
that was like right around the time I was starting to do this, and you were like, no, wait, no, I can't talk to you until this thing clears up.
Yeah, because it was gross. So yeah, and I tell people all the time, like, don't stress what you can't control, man. And those are words I live by every single day. I can't control anybody else's emotions. I don't pay people, right? I'm not paying them. So why am I going to allow them to control mine or dictate mine? So that's where I've stuck at. But it's been weird.
You know, they say, and actually this is in the NATO biology of aggression document, but they say that adrenaline is the best MK. So as once you get your adrenaline going, you can be pretty much convinced of anything. And I think that's why fear is used. And there's a lot of that going on, Tom. I mean, there are people driving around with gloves by themselves and masks on in their car.
And as I tell people, like, okay, you're driving around with a mask. And what is a mask essentially? So say it's not an N95. Say you just got a cloth on your face. Not a big deal. I'm not saying it doesn't help. Okay. Right. But what I'm going to tell people is this. So you do cough, right? You're all by yourself. Nobody's around. You do cough. You're masking it to yourself.
Right.
And your body wants to try to get rid of this crap. Yeah. And all you're doing is holding on to it and retaining it and just keeping it on your body. Right. And then all of a sudden you're not paying attention. Yeah, you might wipe your hand, whatever. Or, typical guy, wipe it. Then all of a sudden you wipe your door handle, right? Hankies, right? Yeah. So then all of a sudden you wipe your door handle, your door, that sleeve that you were just wiping on yourself touches your door handle. How long does it live on metal? I've heard conflicting stories, 3 to 5 days, 5 to 9. I heard up to 14. And I'm like, nobody knows, dude. Nobody knows.
Nobody knows. Well, somebody knows or something knows, but it's
so as I tell people, dude, if you're driving by yourself, don't have gloves on. Rule number 1, don't have gloves on. Why? Because everything you've touched, and then you get in your car, it's not, you just brought it in.
Right. And the next time you don't wear gloves, don't wear gloves in your car, guess what?
Yeah. I would love to do a scientific research study where we get an agar plate, like, it's like a petri dish with an agar in the middle.
Okay.
And we
no idea what that is, but.
All right. So like catnip. So it's like a dish, and this is how what was that? Biomed. So in Biomed, they had us test 3 things at our school, at our college, for when I was in nursing school. And what you do is, like, you get a clean swab, right? You walk up and you're like, okay, this is test sample 1, and you go ahead and wipe something, and then you do a Z pattern.
Okay.
Right? You close it up, you tape it so it's quote unquote sealed, and you date it. Okay. And you, on a log sheet, you have, this is what I swabbed on this date at this time. And most things have an incubation period about 72 hours. Funny story about that, by the way. I'll get to that. So 72 hours. And then you get the growth, and it has to be, a certain temperature and perfect climate. So they do it in laboratories. And but I would like to test people's vehicles just so they could see, no matter what, like, I've cleaned everything, no matter what. They wear those damn gloves, and they put the hand on the steering wheel, shifter, and everybody's favorite, that little knob for the radio.
That's right.
Maybe all the other buttons. The heat seat. Yeah, right. Well, but I'm just sticking with the basics. That's 100% guaranteed you're going to touch. Volume, steering wheel, door handle, and the shifter. So, but
the touch panel, Tom. The touch panel, right?
Honestly,
but it doesn't work with the glove on. So you got to take the glove off, then you work the touch panel, then
That's
you put
true.
the glove back. Oh, then you touch your, oh no. And then you put your, oh no. Oh,
Yep.
yeah. We're just...
Yeah. It's insane, man. But so I was telling people, like, all you're doing is bringing stuff into your environment. Stop being stupid. Right.
Hey.
And drive with hand sanitizer. Hand sanitizer, it's crazy. Like, I know where you live. You know where I live. We just had a crazy snowstorm drop like 12 inches of snow on us like 2 days ago.
Yeah.
And I sat there and I laughed. And I'm like,
damn.
You know, all these people are going to be like, oh, I've got to take my hand sanitizer inside. I don't want it to freeze. Alcohol-based moron. Hello.
Well,
so, yeah, it's different. So anyways, so I would like to do a test. Funny thing now. So we got a germaphobe police guy in my department. Another sergeant. And he's like, oh, man, like everybody's filthy and blah, 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 blah. And so he does a mic swab. No kidding. He swabbed his mic.
Oh.
And he has the lab people swab it. And he's convinced unequivocally he is just disease-free. He's not a dirty guy. Right. And I'm not going to say he's a germaphobe, but he's a germaphobe.
Right.
And I get a girl, and she's like, hey, can I meet up with you at some point? Yeah, sure. So I show up, and she's like, hey, when's Sergeant this guy working? And I said, well, like 2 days. What's going on? And she says, I want to show you this. And she shows me the pictures that she took with a cell phone. And I'm like, oh, my God, that's an agar plate. She's like, yeah, this is a swab. And I'm like, of what? And she's like, that's his microphone. She's like, you see all these specs? Now I'm gonna draw this, and I apologize because it's gonna have you. Ooh, wait, I gotta do it. So
I'm gonna
the
put
password isn't
gonna put you full
no.
screen.
Oh. All right, sorry, I'm tracing a catnip thing. So it's got growth patterns all over, right? Like, and again, they're gonna be in a Z style pattern, just like, you know, whatever. But it's everywhere, and like it's, you know, microbial stuff, and so that's kind of what it looked like, right? And what I'll do is I'll see if I can find the text message, and I will send it to you. And if you can upload it to this video, you'll piss yourself laughing. And I'm like,
I might be able. Well, we'll put it right here.
We'll try.
Okay.
So
all right.
So I'm sitting there. I'm like, it's kind of brown, and she's like, that's fecal matter.
Okay, Tom. Yes, let me tell you what I started doing, and I'm not a germaphobe guy, but this is what I started doing. I started when I go to a public restroom, and I'm not saying that my own bathrooms are that clean, but so I'll wash my hands, but then when I go to dry my hands, I'll keep that I've dried my hands,
the paper towel.
And I will now open, because I don't know how many times people have rushed in and out of that restroom and not done anything with water or soap.
I think I just lost you, dude.
I got you. Did you hear?
Okay.
Can you hear me? Okay. Well, anyway,
yeah, I got you back.
Anyway, that's what I've been doing is, and it's just been recent, but I mean, that to me makes sense. And the fact that he's got, because that means, is he got a facial hair? Does he have facial hair?
Like if you can see mine, it's probably less than mine, but it's not bad.
Yeah, because when you flush the toilet, stuff goes in the air everywhere, and then you get it. You ultimately get it. So 100%. to be a germaphobe and some of the things that are going on in the world right now with just the fact, hey, we're gonna eliminate this, or we want to flatten the curve, or whatever the heck they've come up with. All spells, by the way. And so you're I just if you're thinking logically about anything, it's
I tell people, man, the more, and God bless it, it's so funny, because I sat there and you're hearing about these hoarders, dude, like people going out buying thousands of dollars worth of toilet paper, paper towels, hand sanitizer, and I'm like, that's stupid. Like that's just dumb.
Yeah.
By necessities, you know, and I knew it was going to happen. Like, let's just be honest. I knew it was going to happen. People freak out. And this is like a true statement that I want people, like whoever's listening to this, just go with the words.
Like,
if you want to see the true
subscribe.
colors of humanity,
okay.
If you good. If you want to see the true colors of people, turn off the lights. And that's essentially what happened. So like I say this because when turning off the lights, imagine an entire grid goes down, an EMP goes off, and there's no electricity. There's
you're in trouble. You're in trouble. You lose it. It all goes away. It all goes away. You lose connection. No more shows. No more entertainment. Go ahead and say that again there, Tom. I think we lost you.
It's all good. So if you want to see the true colors,
grid goes down.
Grid goes down. But if you want to see the true colors of people, turn off the lights. And what I mean by that is if an EMP goes off, an entire grid goes down. There's no lights, no alarm systems. There's nothing. People's vehicles aren't working. What's going to happen? Massive pandemonium, rape, murder, theft. It's just going to happen. That's essentially what occurred here. Granted, we still had electricity, but when people ran out of toilet paper in my city, we had an individual go and strong arm robbery, an old woman.
Whoa.
No kid. Strong arm robbery, an old woman. Why? She had like 2 rolls of paper towels, like a 9-pack of toilet paper, and some necessities for the house. And that's how bad it was because people hoarded. And I'm like, dude, just buy what you need, man. I when I had my case of shingles, the day that I found out, hey, you got shingles, and I got quarantined for 14 days. So to me, again, if they're like, oh, you're going to quarantine 14 days, man, I already did that. That's how I began this year. And I'm like, what worse can happen? Boy, was that a stupid thing to ask. But so I had already done a 14-day quarantine. So I went, before they said, hey, you're quarantined, stay home for 14 days, I got a 36 roll of toilet paper. Something was telling me just do it. And I got a bundle of those like 18 paper towels from Sam's Club. Okay. Again, something, I don't know what was telling me to do it. I'm like, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to do it. You know what? Screw it. I've got, for damn near, like, I had like 18 rolls of toilet paper anyways, which for a guy, let's be honest, probably lasts almost a year.
Especially if you're working. If you're working too, if you leave the house in the morning and don't get back until later, it's like when you're using it.
And that's it. And let me don't remind me about taking dumps at work. Okay, just remind me.
I want to talk to you about the 14-day quarantine because that seems interesting. That arbitrary 14 days. But finish your story.
This old lady gets strong arm robbery for her toilet paper, some paper towels.
The old lady got it?
Yep. Guy drove up.
Got
out of his vehicle, pulls a gun on her, and says, basically, you know what time it is. Give me your stuff. And she freaks out.
TP.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Takes her toilet paper, paper towels, and her food, and then gets in his vehicle and takes off. And I'm like, that bag of crap. I almost cursed, but that bag of crap just needs to get. He needs to get smoked.
This ain't for kids. This ain't for kids.
So, but so it was that was the point where I realized that humanity is just god awful. The fact that people were so horrible that you're gonna rob an old lady, dude. She's old. If you're gonna rob anybody, go ahead and rob me. Give me a reason. You know what I mean? I don't want it, but I'm not gonna balk. But at the end of the day, man, I'm like, it's proven fact, dude. When bad things start happening, everybody freaks out. Then all of a sudden, I was like, I wonder what the ammunition surplus is looking like. Nothing. Shelves depleted.
Yeah. Yep. Like a couple of months, like a year ago or 2 years ago or whenever that happened.
Yeah. Ammunition plenty. Yep. So, and again, man, I sit there and I laugh, and I'm like, well, people used to think I was weird for having as much ammo as I did. Guess I wasn't wrong again. Yeah. Yeah, but so I sit there and I'm like, if you want to see the true colors of people, man, turn off these lights. We got to see just a taste of it. Now imagine again though, there's no cell phones working, there's no electricity, there's no alarm systems. What's gonna happen? Dude, people are going to go nuts. And
Some.
yeah,
Sure.
oh yeah, yeah. And then there's gonna be regulars like most of the viewers here, and I don't say all because I don't know who's listening.
No, neither do I. But comment and subscribe so I can know.
Yeah, okay. We will sit at the house, and whatever happens, dude. That's my life. And
I got a garden going.
Nice.
I'm
nice.
I'm getting it going. I've kind of expanded a little bit, so just not to change the subject, but I'm trying to be productive during this time. I'm looking for the blessings.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I want to.
So
yeah, go back to what you were saying.
Okay.
About.
So here's to all the listeners. Go ahead and pay attention. Lock this away. Whenever you go to work, never poop at home, ever. For the simple fact, every time you take a dump at work, say it lasts 10, 15 minutes, right? For me, dude, I work half the year. Like, it's unequivocally, I work 183 days a year. It's 183 poops. Times 183 by 15 minutes. That's quite the vacation.
Dude, there you go.
So I try my best, dude. I'm going to take a deuce at work. Whatever. And I giggle the whole time because I'm like, yep, company done.
Well, yeah, totally. I used to get to work early. I'd read until it was time to clock in, and then I knew it was time to go. And
yeah.
So 14 days. So 14 days. Tom, 14 days. Tell me, help me out here. Help me out. Is this just like, if you're gonna quarantine yourself, it's got to be for 14 days, just regardless of what you have, or?
I don't know, man. I don't know where the figures came out. Obviously, maybe some doctor who's smarter than me was like, hey, incubation period, 7 days. Yeah, 3 to 7 days. So somebody coughs in your face, right? 3 to 7 days, anticipate feeling it. And then maybe it's gone after 7 days. I don't know. So I'm figuring like 14 days, whatever, dude. It's if they said, Tom, you're quarantined for 14 days. Boy, howdy, I would be playing the heck out of Red Dead Redemption 2.
Online?
I'd be no. So I let that subscription run out. Yeah. Man, I got real tired of those 14-year-old kids dragging me behind a horse. I was like, damn it. So I don't play enough to be really good. I mean, I beat the game. I'm almost done with my second time. But
okay. All
right. I'm now just like, you know what? Screw it. I want to get all the everything taken care of. I want to get my master horseback riding. I want to do the pistolier. I want to do the bandit. I want to get everything knocked out so I can have it at 100% versus, okay, I beat the game. And I like killing Mike, I'm not going to lie. But, so I'd be playing a lot of Red Dead Redemption 2. Probably shooting a lot of ground squirrels, rabbits, who knows, archery. And then I'm going to show the liquor. Am I allowed to do that?
I don't care what you do. Just don't show your...
No.
Burgundy.
Ron Burgundy Scotch.
Yes.
So I got to tell you, man. Shout out to Ron Burgundy, Great Odin's Ravens Special Reserve.
Is it good?
Because for 1998, I was not expecting much. It's a nice oak smoked flavor. Okay. It's decent, man. I don't got to drink it with ice. And I'm pretty much an ice and whiskey kind of guy. But it tastes delicious. And for people who are like, oh, look at this poor dirtbag, blah, blah, blah. I got everything, dude. I do have a sweet bottle home. I got a couple sweet bottles, right? But
I thought you said model home.
No, I got a mobile home.
I got a sweet mobile home. Girls in the back beating the laundry.
Got a couple sweet bottles, but
okay.
Yeah, my favorite, and it's kind of like one of the stereotypical like, oh, what the hell? But I sat there, I'm like, dude, if I'm gonna die, I might as well die saying I tried it.
Okay. Is it good?
Oh, Blue Label, super smooth,
okay.
Dude.
All right.
Yeah, for a blended Scotch, I'm a fan. Is it $200? Smooth? I don't know about that.
Yeah.
So I don't drink it a whole lot. I just got it a week ago. I've had like 2 ounces out of it. I'm gonna let it just relax, and whenever I'm like, you know what, dude, I just need to have a nice Johnny Walker. Yeah. I'll do it.
There you go.
But yeah, man. So
cool.
I would be doing probably a lot of drinking of whiskey because Supposedly whiskey kills it, hot stuff kills it. So again, hot toddies.
Well, and you know that kind of I read an interesting email, and it was suggested that if it is something that was created in a bioweapons lab, which I'm going to refer you back to my very first episode when I actually wished that
I'm losing you.
Okay.
You there?
Are you there?
Can you hear me now?
Tom.
Can you hear me now?
Tom. Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Tom. All right. Hey, so I'm just gonna talk about this real quick. Chime in if you can hear me. There we go. Okay. Yeah. So hey, we're desert talking to desert, and we got a lot of wilderness between us.
Yes.
Wild lands. So yeah, we got that going for us. We're both in the desert. But I was gonna say, these level 4 bioweapons labs, why the hell aren't we shutting these things down? They serve no goddamn purpose.
And I would agree. Now, we got a place down the road where they do have a level 4 biohazard system. And one of my college professors, she got her PhD studying down there, working on a bunch of diseases and stuff like that for infectious disease control. I think it's okay to have, right? It's okay to have if your sanitation levels are up there and the common sense. It takes a whole bunch. And here's what I'm going to state. And everyone's like, oh, well, Chinese are smart. Yeah, okay, they're good at math, all right? They can't drive. Like from what I experienced in Seattle, most of them couldn't drive. But you've got Wuhan, China. I'm going to say it China because it came from China.
Yeah, but it could have come from the U.S. to China. So we don't really know, Tom. And I don't want to interrupt you, but
you're right, because we did have that Harvard professor who was smuggling stuff out and gave it to China, and they caught him. However, if protocol is in place and you're using proper PPE, you're desanitizing, whatnot, I've got no issues. But when you've got a country who's like, hey, man, we built a hospital for all these coronavirus people in 6 days, and then the thing falls apart on everybody,
right?
I don't trust them with anything.
I didn't hear that story, but I mean.
Oh, what?
But yeah, people are idiots, right? We were just talking about that. I mean, who do you trust with this bioweapons lab, like research lab, whatever? I mean, who do you trust? Who's got the oversight? Who's doing the oversight? Don't just tell me. I mean, there's a lot of these freaking things around, man. I mean,
I just typed in China hospital 6 days. It says from the BBC.
China.
Yeah. BBC, coronavirus, 10 days of hospital building in 60 seconds. So it took 10 days to build a hospital, and then it ended up fucking falling in on all these people that had coronavirus.
Oh, my God. Well, hey, that's a good way to get rid of the evidence. So, I mean, what are you going to do?
And my question, did those bodies account for the corona death toll? So I don't know. But
Let's talk about that, Tom. Let's talk about that because you mentioned something to me. What were you saying about how they're calculating that
toll virus? CDC says to doctors, if the person's positive, which I'll give it to them, positive. If you think
could be a false positive,
If you think they have it because they've got a labored cough, dry cough, and they've got a temperature. Weird. I had that in December. And they die. No matter what they died from, it's coronavirus.
Ooh.
So now all these memes are going out there with, now it's like, oh man, you hear about that guy skydiving without a parachute who had coronavirus? Yeah, coronavirus killed him. Oh, you hear about that guy fell on a wood chipper? He had coronavirus. Oh yeah, coronavirus killed him. And as I stated, dude, that's a horrible idea because let's be honest, somebody goes suicide by a cop, you can't. If I shoot somebody because they're like, coming in with a butcher knife. I've got coronavirus, and they're trying to cough and spit on me, and I smoke check them. I'm just gonna say I didn't kill them. Coronavirus did. I can't get sued. Whoop.
Well, and they get probably counted in the death tolls.
Oh yeah,
too,
probably would. But yeah, so it's just I don't know, man. The numbers are all skewed. I will state that it's been talked about for a long time. And I don't know
what has.
Oh, just numbers being skewed, and China wasn't being honest about the numbers. And FYI, they just went up about 50% yesterday or today, because they said, in fact, we were holding the numbers down.
Oh, wow.
So I'm like, come on, man. And then you got these people like, oh my God, the U.S. has more death tolls than Italy. I'm like, well, yeah, dude, New York City has more people than Italy. Look at the size comparison alone. Like, come on, man.
Jeez.
So I don't know, man. People freaked out. Rightfully so. If that's what you do is you freak out and that makes you feel better, cool, good on you. Me personally, I've got limited gray hairs at 40 for the simple fact that only one thing caused me enough stress: divorce. True story. So, yeah, it's one of those things. Sorry, it's getting dark here.
Oh, it's cool. I'm dark. I'm in the dark. God, it looks beautiful, man. Hey, the sky has been great out here in the desert.
Beautiful.
And I'm telling you,
it's
like we've had some blue skies, big fluffy clouds, man. I've been really enjoying it. I'm telling you.
It's gorgeous.
I've
been hanging out in flip-flops, my Ranger panties that barely cover my nutsack.
Uh-oh.
So it's been awesome. But yeah, man. So I don't know, dude. These death tolls are kind of crazy. It's all fudged. In the end, will we ever know a true number? No. I think the reason being is because now we got that influx, dude. I don't know when the last time was you went to the store, but it's like, do you want to donate to the relief? Sorry, first responder. I'm donating every fucking waking moment I've got to this crap.
Yeah, and
so,
I don't donate either.
Yeah. I don't blame you.
I'm doing these episodes. This is helping.
Yeah, exactly. And I hope people don't think I'm a complete jerk, but ultimately at the end of the day, man, served overseas, been a cop for almost damn 20 years. Really, I've never seen a damn dime.
Your livelihood, bro. You gave your freaking livelihood for the service there.
Yep. And I never once saw anything given to me because they're like, hey, this came from Safeway. Yeah, like what does that money go to? I'm curious, because truly the only thing that a company has to do when they
I don't know who that
request all this. Well, it's probably me.
Yeah, probably me.
You're wearing pants at least, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, as far as you know.
But no, so they only have to give 10% of what they get for donations.
Yeah, I never feel, man. I feel like when I'm asked, hey, do you want to round up to the nearest whatever? So whenever this is how I gauge it, right? And I've done this with homeless people too that are asking for money. So if I feel touched in any way, I don't give them anything. If somebody, and this happens when somebody's got a sign or whatever, and I can tell by reading the sign, dude, this person's in trouble. Now, have I been scammed? I'm sure I have. But whenever I'm touched, whenever I feel like, oh man, then I'm like, okay, walk away, man, walk away.
Yep. Dude, it's funny, man. I gave some guys who they looked like typical transient train jumpers. I had some old clothes and in a bag, and I'm like, hey, what size your waist? And the guy's like 30. I was like, well, I got some shorts, dude. Here you go. Because they're like 32. Yeah. I'm at a 34 now, so I'm like, I'm not gonna wear these. I'm not gonna put anybody through that visual. But I'm like, I got some shorts for you. He looks, he's like, oh.
Beggars are gonna be choosers. Is that
right?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I gave a salad to a guy on the street corner, and he.
Yeah. So nonetheless, I was like, screw these guys, whatever, man. And I threw them away. Then there was another time where guys like, the sign "anything helps."
Yeah.
They pissed me off because not anything helps. The guy had a dog. The guy had a dog, right? Yeah. And that so I'd lost my Sheltie years ago, and
those are great dogs, man. I love those dogs.
Yeah. So I was in a rough spot, and I had a bunch of this because she was old. She was, she had to get a bunch of her teeth pulled. She died at 14 of liver failure. So I had some of her soft canned dog 14. Food. So I'm like, I'm gonna keep it in my vehicle, and whenever I see people with a dog like homeless, I'll give them a can, and that's my memory for Cassidy.
There you go.
And I'm like, hey, here you go, man. He's like, what's that? I'm like, oh, it's dog food. He's like, I want fucking money. And I was like, fuck you. I hope your fucking dog runs away. And I was pissed.
Oh.
But it's like anything, but a sign said anything helps. Here's dog food.
Yeah, no.
He only cared about himself. He didn't give a damn about the dog. No. So then there was another time I'm driving and there's, a guy and he's, will work for food. So I'm like, McDonald's is right there. I could go for 2 of those sweet ass cheeseburgers because it's $1 a piece. So I'm like, well, I'll buy him 2 cheeseburgers. I'm like, hey man, I got 2 cheeseburgers for you. He's like, well, can I just get $2? I drove home. Yeah. It's like, I'll eat those tomorrow.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say you just had 4. You just got 4 hamburgers there, cheeseburgers.
Yeah, 4 hamburgers. Man, it didn't hurt me any. But right, it's like, yeah. Sorry.
Oh no, I was gonna say, but I just want to hear because I know you are a first responder. Thank you for everything you do out there.
Shut up.
But I mean, tell me, man, what are you experiencing? I mean, is it because now? Let me just say, I don't see a lot of police around where I'm at, and
it's pretty much everywhere.
I'm sorry, what?
That's pretty much everywhere. For the simple fact, dude, I've got a bunch of guys all over the U.S. In different style police departments. Some guys are sheriffs, some guys are feds, some guys are city police. I've got a buddy who's now a forest ranger. But honestly, man, limited to no contact unless it's aggravated assault. Somebody's going to jail, domestic violence. Somebody's going to jail, DUIs or drugs, like serious drugs. But if somebody's running a stop sign, like it's a half-assed California stop, like as opposed to
somebody blows through, they're gonna.
Zero. Yeah, like
if it's reckless driving
in front of me, I'm gonna light you up. But most of the time, man, most courts are shut down right now. They're not processing citations, so it's like, don't even waste your time writing a ticket, man, unless it's huge. Okay, cool, we can do that.
That's wild, man. This is wild. I don't understand.
When you make contact with somebody, mask, glasses, like
glasses,
like a fucking circus clown. So
and
it's. I don't know.
No.
I haven't had a haircut in a month though, dude. Usually I've got almost like a crew cut style. This is a month, man. I'm kind of liking it because I don't know if you remember.
I do.
It was like 2014. Yeah, 14 when I was in nursing school.
Yeah.
I had that hair, dude. It was down to here. It was awesome. Donated it.
Yeah, I remember that. That was cool. Where did you donate that?
Children with hair loss.
There you go. See,
they don't sell your stuff like Locks of Love. Stay away from those dirtbags. So
there you go. Now you know. Now you got a little piece of information here.
Yep. That's it, man. So, all right. What else do we want to talk about, dude?
I don't know,
Have you shot
man.
44 lately?
Let's see. I don't know if you saw any of those videos, but I did. Yep. It was on Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day, we went to the range, my wife and I.
Is that when you said $6 out or down $6 or something like that?
Oh yeah, for that one, yeah, that's right. Because it's like a buck a bullet, but in fact, it's funny because I didn't spend my whole, what I had, but it's like, dude, I spent more in bullets than I did to actually go and use the lane. I mean, it was like, because here I am now, I can shoot it, and I got a target and everything, and I just kept wanting to fire that thing, man. The 44 mag, yeah, that thing is so fun. I don't think I'm very accurate, but
you know why though?
Why?
And I'm not judging.
No, tell me. Teach
but
me.
It's got recoil. All right. It's loud. You flinched in like 2 of the shots that I saw. Like you could see the anticipatory like drop in the barrel.
Oh, okay.
And it just comes with training, dude, man. Like you shoot enough, like you lose it. But let's be honest. So if you're shooting like center mass and you're dropping the round, you're gonna probably catch them in the belly or hip girdle. With a 44 Magnum, it doesn't matter. Yeah. Well, hip girdle is the hip girdle is the actual like if this is your hips, right?
Oh,
and then your
gotcha.
leg stick here. Yeah, you're gonna hit him in the bladder. You're gonna hit him in the depending on range or locality of the round hitting him. You could hit their descending colon, their ascending colon, their large intestine, their small intestine. You could hit their bladder. You could, just devastation upon devastation with a 44 Magnum. So
I think if you hit them really anywhere, it's not gonna be pretty.
All actions leading up to that day in their life, they will think, should I have ever done that?
No.
And then you're gonna be like, my favorite movie, anybody watching, one of my favorite movies growing up, and I forced Andy to watch this a couple times with me, Falling Down with Michael Douglas.
Yeah.
Now you're going to die. Yeah, wearing that stupid little hat. So, it was when he was, the guys were screaming at him to get off the golf course. And he's like, 4, get off my golf course, 4. And he hits the ball. He's like, 5. And he pulls out a sawed-off shotgun and shoots their golf cart, and it crashes into one of the water hazards. And the guy's just having a heart attack. And he's like, what's going on? And he's like, heart, pills. He's like, where are your pills? Cart. He's like, oh, looks like you're not going to get those pills and you're going to die. Wearing that stupid little hat. Because he had this golfer's hat with a little bubble on the top. But yeah, man, a 44 Magnum, I don't care who you are. You ain't coming back, dude. Not normally, at least. Right. If you get your leg shot, hip shot, arm shot, like it's going to send them off access and just ruin them. And you know what? You come into somebody's house unwelcome, you deserve every round that comes towards you. True.
So I thoroughly enjoyed shooting the 30-30. I love that thing, man.
Sorry, somebody just texted me and I was having to get rid of it.
No, it's all good. And I love the 30-30. And we rented what did we rent? I think we rented a Glock, but we ended up getting the Glock because we tried what's the one that we were talking about it on
Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0.
Yeah, okay. So we got that one, but since it was a range weapon, it kept jamming.
Yeah.
And it was are you finding that with your new one?
To take care of their guns. Pardon?
You're not finding that with the brand new piece,
nope.
Right? That's
every time I shoot, man, I clean my gun. And I do, I'm not gonna say detailed cleanings, but I clean all my guns multiple times a year. Just because you never know, man. You never know what's gonna happen. I look at guns as almost like my kids. I like to give each one attention. And like, well, today I'm going to take this one out. And tomorrow I'll take you out. But I don't let them know I've got a favorite.
Don't talk back to me.
Yeah, right? But yeah, no, man. I've got my favorites.
One quick thing before we leave. And since you're in law enforcement, what do you see as being the end time to this? And because I know that our state, which is different than your state, the state that I'm in, the governor just issued another order, and we're not gonna touch on how I feel about that, but I believe it's May 1st or something that they're going to be reevaluating this. How long do you think this thing's going to go, man? And I'm not going to hold you to it.
No, but I don't have an exact date. I don't know. We're kind of, just going what the CDC says, and I hate the CDC with passion.
And so they're holding the reins essentially.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I wish the CDC would just get vaporized. Get rid of them. Those guys are idiots. I think have caused more almost as much hysteria as the news. Let's be honest. Freaking out. Oh, death, death, death. 2 more people died. 16 people died here. Blah, blah, blah. And it's like, dude, look at mortality, man. Mortality rate, 98.2%. So 1.8% of the populace was actually dying. And then we find out, okay, maybe some of the numbers are skewed because of the CDC. So what is it? Maybe 1%? Dude, like, come on, man. So
yeah, for
CDC,
all this,
they're just wanting more money.
Yeah. And so what is the
they're wanting the money, dude. They're wanting the money.
Don't like a couple thousand or like 100,000 people in the world die every day? Isn't that like some figure? Have you heard that? I don't know what the exact number is, but I think it's like a couple 100,000 people die every day. So,
dude, it's a day, and it's from anything, dude. Shark bites, jellyfish stings, bees, allergies,
manta rays.
Dude, I'll tell you, there's one city that has benefited from coronavirus. Can you guess which one it is?
Seattle?
Take a guess.
Oh.
No. No, man.
Cheyenne.
Chicago. Dude, Chicago, man.
Chicago.
63 deaths on average, like a weekend. 63 people from gun violence. Jeez. Because a bunch of gangsters are like, oh, man, like killing each other.
Dude,
but you haven't really heard those vessels. Yeah. Well, and it's, when they're wearing mittens, it's kind of hard to shoot a gun because they're bitches out there. Just being honest.
All right. So, well, the more
dude, but
yeah.
And I'll tell you what, man, if I do hear anything about like, hey, this is what's coming down, this is what we hear, I'll let you know, dude. But honestly, we're kind of just rolling with it, like whatever. Most normalcy is coming back. I don't foresee baseball anytime soon. Wow. Because you get that one person that's infected. Whatever. But honestly, I say don't stress. Live your life normally. Clean. It's 2020, people. We should have flying cars. We shouldn't be going over. This is how you properly wash your hands.
Yeah, come on.
Fuck me, man. I'm like, dude, I learned this years ago. But yeah, so I want people to realize, like, dude, the more you stress, you drop in your immune system. You drop your immune system, somebody sneezes around you, you're going to get sick faster. True story. Don't believe me? Read. It's there, man. If you're going to be I'm not making this up. So do things to keep yourself stress-free. Yeah. So I tell people, do stuff that's, that's going to keep you stress-free. If you got kids, spend more time with them. Me, I have my kids downstairs. We're building forts, Nerf gun wars. I'm beating the bejesus out of them, wrestling. Like, we're just having fun. Take them out, archery, because I got property. We just do whatever we can. And ultimately, at the end of the day, man, like, if I get it, oh, well. Like, I've lived a fruitful life. If I could survive everywhere I went in the world, and all I came back with was 2 sets of E. coli, FYI African, 2 sets of E. coli, and eating all the foods and being around all the sick people, well, I mean, I'll tell you what, dude, like, if coronavirus is what takes me out, that sucks. I don't want that. But I don't want it to be a virus. Like, that's just lame. I would rather, die because there's a car on fire and I've got to break through a window out and save a kid. I would rather go out that way, or like somebody's drowning and I dive in and I can save them, but I go in current. Yeah. I would rather die. I'd rather die that way.
Running into a burning building.
Dead, dude. Like, laid in a bed, like, and the machine's breathing for me because I'm intubated and I can't eat. Like, nah, man. If I get sick and I can't be around my kids, Ron Burgundy.
And this doesn't even make your eyes bleed.
No.
What about the Zika or something? Come on, man.
Zika.
I mean, that's some dude. That's gonna bleed out of your eyes and orifices.
Hey,
what the hell?
So man? funny thing. Like, I feared Africa way more than I fear this coronavirus. Simple fact. People thought I was joking. Pork virus. Read up on it. You eat pork with these certain worms, and it doesn't get to 100, like I think it's like 177 degrees internal temperature, which it's Africa. They don't really have shit to cook.
Right.
So you eat this infected pork, which is in the sub-Saharan region of Africa, like Ghana, Niger, Sierra Leone's still too far west. Anyways, but in that sub-Saharan region of Africa, pork virus gets into your central nervous system, right? Which is the fluids that encompass our brain and go down our spinal cord. Okay.
Yeah.
It gets into that, works its way up to the brain, and burrows through your brain. Pork virus. So I freaked out about pork virus, and then bot flies. True story. Bot flies. They're flies. They land on you, right?
Yeah.
And they lay an egg inside you, and then the egg after a couple of days starts to hatch, and you got flies crawling out of your body. Nah, yeah, I'm good, dude.
Yeah.
Somehow survived. I didn't get pork virus, didn't get bot flies. Came back again, 2 sets of E. coli, damn goat stew, whatever. I came back with zero mosquito
STDs?
bites.
Oh.
And no, thank God, no STDs. Yeah. But I wasn't sleeping around there. Fuck that noise. Most of the areas that I was in, it was either 2 out of 4, so 50%, or 3 out of 4, 75% of the people had HIV or AIDS. And all these kids are like, oh, I know, like I'll be being the hug, and I'm like, oh Jesus, get away from you little bastards. But you're trying to be good to them. But yeah, man, I was more scared of Africa than I'm of coronavirus. So whatever, dude. If it happens, it sucks. But
we're going to come full circle back to those biolabs and what they got out in Africa and what they're pumping into those people. Unbelievable. I don't have any proof of any of this, but
yeah. It's interesting. A couple of years ago we were talking, and I was like, what would be interesting, man? And I'm not saying this like as a good thing, but it's like, it would be interesting. What if some people like Bill Gates, because I don't trust that son of a bitch, if people like Bill Gates were putting sterilizing agents in water, right? And then free bottled water. Hey, they've donated $2 million worth of water to Africa.
Yeah.
You've essentially, if you could sterilize people, sorry, somebody keeps texting me, Jesus. If you could sterilize masses that way, dude, you could effectively change human existence for numbers drastically. And that would be, if I was a terrorist, I'm not, by the way, but if I was a terrorist, it'd either be that or a water source with a certain drug that sounds like fentanyl. Know what I'm talking about? Starts with an F.
Fentanyl.
There. Dude, imagine you put that, like, they find it on the border all the time, but there was one area where they found 50 pounds of fentanyl getting smuggled in. If you put that in a water source in LA, dude, bio war. But yeah, man, it's crazy. So I tell people all the time, like, you got a better chance getting struck by lightning, and maybe not a better chance getting struck by lightning. You got a better chance of, true story, better chance of dying in a car accident tomorrow than you do catching coronavirus and dying from it. Truth. So
there you go. We're gonna leave it with that, man. Thanks for thanks for joining me in the brain.
All right, buddy. Hey,
we'll
you take
talk
care.
Soon. All right.
And we'll talk. All right. See ya.
See ya. Thank you.
No problem.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's a hero right there.
Shut up, dude. I'm not. I'm trying to figure out.
Please like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you know when we put new videos out. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at BrainAqua. This has been AquaBrainTV. Remember to keep your head up and keep those knees bent.